Hey everybody, I'm Micah and welcome to Micah's Messes. So this house behind me is the house that my wife and I bought a year after we got married. We got married in 2016, we bought it in December of 2017. So we've been living in it ever since. We really haven't made any major changes to it. We have the same basic layout, there's been no major additions or renditions done. We've replaced the flooring and done painting, and that's about it. Well, we're finally at the point where we need more space. We've got a child on the way, and so of course, when a child's on the way, things start to happen a little faster. So what we're gonna be doing in this video series is we're gonna be taking this back porch area, and we're gonna be converting it into a mudroom slash laundry room. I've got a floor plan already created. I've already talked to an architect, gotten all that figured out about weight-bearing walls and how all that's gonna work. And I'm going to walk you through kind of what we have planned here for this particular setup. So what we're going to be doing, all this siding is coming off. This door is going to stay here, but not this door specifically. So this doorway will stay here, but will be replaced with a interior door. This door will actually be moved out here, centered on this area. We're going to have the washer and dryer on this side. On this side, we're going to have a little seating area with boot places where you can put the boots underneath. We'll have a standing freezer. That's kind of one of the main reasons we're needing this space, is we need more space to store food because we don't have a pantry. We have a small fridge and freezer. So we need more freezer space, so we're gonna have that. And this also will free up the current laundry room, which is on the other side of this wall that is currently occupied. And that's going to become our walk-in pantry. Now, and then on the other side, it's kind of the back wall here, we're going to have just some stuff for, we have in there, like vacuum equipment and things of that nature, brooms and stuff. That window is also going. So part of this process is when we frame this in, is that window is going to be pulled out, framed in, sheetrock, mud, and all that stuff. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we have to start with the foundation. Let me show you what we're going to have to do here. This right here is just it's a 3.5 inch, exterior concrete patio pad. And that's not enough for a good foundation. It's also not enough for a weight-bearing wall, which will be right here, because right now we got a beam across, so really not gonna be adding that much weight to these pieces here, these studs that we'll be putting in. But we want to go ahead and make sure it's done the right way. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking out part of this concrete. We'll be cutting it along a line, pulling out that part of the pad, leaving the rest, but just cutting out this portion, digging down, and we'll be pouring a what they call an elephant's foot or something of that nature pad foundation up to the level that we have. And I can show you that over here. And then we'll be pouring a new pad on top of this old one. And what we'll be doing to tie that into the current foundation is we'll be drilling holes all the way around, putting rebar in those holes to tie it together, and then we'll wire mesh it as well. So that's the kind of plan right now, to create a good solid foundation for this little addition for this mudroom that we're going to be doing. Do you guys got tips or tricks on that? Leave it in the comments down below. Happy to listen to anything you guys got. But that's the current plan. So what I'm going to start with is just cleaning all this out. We're going to power wash the concrete, and then we'll start pulling off the siding. Right bit. 5. It is. Oh, that was gross. Let's take off this first so I can see the fasteners, whether it's screws or nails, I don't know, behind these boards These are, what do you call them? I can't remember the name of them, but they're basically like a concrete composite. I can't remember the name. It's some dude's name. I can't remember what it is. If it wasn't on camera, I'd probably remember. Let's see. Let me grab some ear protection because this is going to get loud. Nails fastened in there. Inches, give or take. Yeah, about every 12 inches. Like I thought, just little finishing nails. So I've got all these nails that are in the wall that I'm pulling out, and it's not going too bad. It's annoying, but it is what it is. It's what happens when you put hardy board up. You have all these nails. Any type of siding, cedar siding, any type of wood siding, you're always going to have these nails that you're going to have to deal with. And you may be asking, Micah, why are you getting all these nails off? You're just going to be taking the sheeting off. Well, these nails are going right into the studs too, so I have to get these nails out too in order to get the sheets off the wall, the OSB sheets. So, because we'll be sheetrocking this, we won't be keeping these sheets on the wall, so all of it's going to come off. Every single nail has to come off. And I've got a magnet roller that I'll roll on top of this to get all these nails up. That's why I'm not too worried about trying to capture them as they're falling. All right, so I have gotten all of the hardy board. I remembered at that time, it took me a second though. All the hardy board off. I also took out all the nails that were originally holding the hardy board on. We'll be taking the sheeting off. Not now, we'll be finishing up, taking up the hardy board on this side and on that wall as well. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. It took me about 2 hours to do everything from the power wash to tearing this off and taking all the nails out. So not too hard of a job, but we're only about a third of the way through. So we've got to finish out doing over here by the window, which is going to be more challenging because if you think about it, all of the, what do you call it? All of this, it's going underneath this. So I'm going to have to get the window out before I can pull that off, which is not fun. And then over here, it just goes to the frame of the door. So they put in that after they put up the siding. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, then I gotta do the door, and door won't be too hard because pieces just go right to it. That corner might be a little difficult just because of how small it is. But then we're back onto a regular wall, and this shouldn't be too difficult. I might end up doing this one first before I do that one. And that's because of difficulty level. This I can probably get done today. That may be another day work where I have to get into that. So, all right, well, let's get to it, I guess. Oh, that's nice. That's kind of disgusting. Probably should get my tool belt out. All right, so we got all of the siding off of this wall as well. All the nails are out all the way over the wall. The top boards were kind of a pain in the rear. Turns out several of the ends were nailed like 3 or 4 times, and because of that, it was too much and it snapped them. But that's okay, we've got plenty already for what we'll need on the exterior wall that are good boards that we can reuse. So not too worried about that. Now, one of the things I need to do is expose this beam. So this right here is a beam, and it's framed with some siding of some sort. Not siding, but just looks like a 1x6, and then just some plywood on the exterior. And I need to get this off to see exactly what I'm dealing with under there, because that's going to determine some of the framing on the exterior wall. It looks like it's some type of composite too. It's not even like normal board. Let's see if I can get this off. 2x4s as we expect. Well, 2x4s is not exactly what I was expecting there. Interesting. So now I need to get this face off because something's going on with this. I am now quite curious about. Cockroaches are falling out. That's always fun and pleasant. This goes to show how not sealed this house was. This right here. Why builders? Using cardboard. Basically using cardboard. I'll never understand that. Yay, more cockroaches. My wife would be having a fun time out here right now. Not. Here we go. All right, come on. There we go. That is interesting. That is interesting. Well, it'll be fine either way because we'll be putting studs all the way down to a foundation. So it really doesn't matter. We won't have to replace it. We're good. I was still thinking if we had to replace this. We don't have to. Because we're going to have studs and king studs down. 2 king studs next to the door, then studs all the way at 16 inches from that side going over. That'll distribute the weight either way down to the new foundation. The only concern I have right now is if we've got any bowing, which I don't see any. Maybe a slight bit, not much at all, if any. So we might have to, jack it up just a little bit to put the right size studs in there. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Even though the name of this channel is Micah's Messes, because let me be sure it is a mess already. That's for sure. This is a mess already. One of the things that my grandfather always taught me, and I did a lot of work with my grandfather when I was growing up. Oh, this is Captain, by the way. This is my Husky mix. You wanna go inside? So I did a lot of work with my grandfather growing up. He taught me basically everything I know everything I know regarding construction, electrical, plumbing, you name it, roofing, siding, carpentry, framing, insulation, sheetrock, mudding, painting. He pretty much taught me all of that. One of the things he always made sure that we did at the end of every workday was clean up. You always cleaned up your workspace, even if you know you were going to come in the next day and make it dirty again. You always cleaned it up. And I always asked, I didn't always ask, but I asked him a couple of times, why are we doing this? We know we're going to come in and we're going to dirty up again. Why are we doing this? And sometimes he'd say, just because I said so. But sometimes, he would get real and be like, here's the deal. It's all about what you do in life, doing it the right way. And if you leave a mess, even if it's during construction, you leave a mess at the construction site or a renovation site or whatever, you're telling people that you don't care about cleanliness.
And you're also creating a habit. And if your habit is to leave things messy, well, that's what you're gonna do in all parts of your life, not just at a job site. So, following my grandfather's example, as we wrap this video up and this part of this renovation, I'm gonna clean up and not make a mess. Even though the name of this channel is Micah's Messes. Because let's be honest, I did make a mess. But the important thing is to clean up after yourself and clean up your messes. So with that being said, I'm gonna finish cleaning up here and wrap it up for today. But we'll be back probably about in a week or so with another episode where we work on other parts, prepping the concrete, cutting the concrete, digging down. We got to take off all that. So plenty of work to do. Just remember, guys, if you make a mess, make sure you clean it up.